Hello everybody. I know it's been a while since my last update, but had some things come up in my life and I had to put the camper on hold. But I just wanted to give you my latest update on that camper. I just started working on it. It's July now, and it's not too bad on the weather side. But anyway, I just wanted to give you my latest update on it. What I did was I turned the camper around and I had it facing toward the garage so I could go in and out of the camper while facing my garage door. Went down the Harbor Freight and got me a huge tarp to put over the whole camper, and I zipped it into the outside wall so that the water would divert away from the camper. And I didn't want that camper to be sitting out in the water and get worse than it actually was, but I wanted to show you exactly how bad the rot is, and I'm not going to give up on it just yet. My wife says I should cut my losses and leave, but I just see a lot of potential in this, and I don't give up that easy. So I'll go ahead and show you what I done to the outside. So right here, you can see the tarp I got from Harbor Freight. Now this one from Harbor Freight is a relatively good size one. And I've got it also, anchored down with the bricks right here so that it diverts the water away in case it rains, because Ohio weather is like that. Okay. And then you got the back side here, same thing. Now you can see where I zipped it into the outside wall up here so that the water runs away from the camper. Okay. And so I got that part done. I had my wife help me with that. But I'll take you on the inside. Now, here's where the fun begins. Okay, there's a lot of parts on this camper that are still good, and I like that. But the gentleman that I basically bought the camper from, I don't think he did a very good job about keeping it together. I mean, I think he just let the thing sit there and rot on purpose. And then he sold it to me, which I was stupid enough to buy it, and I didn't look it over. And that's my own stupidity, and I'll openly admit that to every one of you, that it was my stupidity. I didn't look at it. I am sorry, okay? But here, I want to show you this. Right down here, this is the extent of the floor rot in the back, okay? So this rot goes clear up the side right here, all the way in here. And all this wood right here is still pretty damp, and I don't understand why, because I had a tarp on it. But this is the Luan, this quarter-inch Luan on the outside, and it's all flimsy. But this is your what is it, 2x2s or something like that, and that's up there. And then you have all this, and you see this wood right here is still really good, and all this right here is still really good. So I won't have to worry about that too much. But here's the extent of this. Okay, I can't even get this. So what happened was, up here, the whole thing had sagged, and because it's made out of corrugated aluminum, it just started to sag. And when it did, this part right here busted. So I'm probably going to have to weld that together to get it to straighten out again. Okay, so down here, I'm sorry, I got a lot to show you, but right down here, this is the, you see that? There's no boards that are anchored down. These anchor bolts are supposed to be anchored to the actual floor, wooden floor joist, but there's nothing there. And to be honest with you, I'm surprised I made it down the road without this thing falling apart. I mean, every one of the anchor bolts are gone. They're rusted. And it's surprisingly that this Shasta Revere travel camper stayed together like it did. But right down here, that whole section right here. So I'm going to have to replace this. And I know back in here, this is where the bed is supposed to be. You got your water tank, and then you're supposed to have your water heater back there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to completely remove all of these cabinets, every one of them, and I'm going to replace all that Luan right there. And this floor right here, I've got to replace that. So I'm going to take some 2x4s, and I'm going to turn them on the side to give it added strength. As an added benefit, I'm going to take me some 2x8s and run them up to the 2x4s that I'm going to put on their sides. And I'm going to strengthen the heck out of this frame. But it gets a little worse as you're getting to the front, because the man that I bought it off of, he really didn't seal up the corners as well as I had hoped he had sealed up, and he told me he did, but you honestly cannot take people's word for it anymore. Okay, so you really got to do your research, and I didn't do it. Okay, and that's my stupidity. I don't need you commenting on that. say lesson learned and stuff, because I have learned my lesson, but I'm going to still try to fix this. And if it gets too bad, I will cut my losses and go. But right here, you see this wall, and the man had this, what is it, 3/4 inch piece of plywood right here, and he had it ran across the floor here in my last video. So I took that up, and you can see you got your 2x2s running here, okay, and this is completely gone right through here. There's nothing there. There's supposed to be one running around the frame, and it's right here, but it rotted. And then I got to get some waterproof underlayment, or the membrane there. And then this whole wall, as soon as I took off those boards that he had, zipped into the floor, this is why he had it there. The whole thing is loose. There's nothing there. I mean, there's nothing to anchor it to. There's nothing. I'm just completely blown away. Like Dr. Phil, I'm just completely blown away. So anyway, this part's good. So the only thing I really have to worry about is the back there and this front piece right here. And so what I got left, what I have left to do is up here, this last piece, and you can see where, again, the door frame, it started to sag in the front, and then this part broke away. And so what the man did was he took some silicone and just sealed that up. And silicone is a good, it could be a good adhesive to hold things together until he got it sold. Now I understand why. But I went ahead and took off the the awning, which is a 14-foot awning. Got that taken off. It scared the crap out of me because I didn't know that those things were under tension. As soon as I took the back off, that thing went just like that. I'm like, oh, man, scared me. I thought I was going to break my fingers. But yeah, yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. It did scare me a little bit. Anyway, I'll show you the other side. I know that the last time I showed you it was pretty rotten, and I still got, I'm going to take all the siding off of it so that I can take the cabinets out, because trying to get those cabinets off, it's unbearable. So anyway, this part right here is, again, and this is what happens when you don't seal these corners up on these trailers, and it'll just come right apart. So you could take silicone like this man did right here and just shove it into the corners, but if you're not careful, that water will seep down in through here, and you got to really take and seal these up, because that water will penetrate that. Okay, and this is where the refrigerator goes, and down here is where the heater goes. But I got to replace this wood right here. And know for a fact that this wood right through here is still good. But when you get to the back, I've got the same issue regarding the bottom right here. You can see where the floor is like really rotten and stuff, and that waterproof membrane is just, laying down on the ground. And it's surprising, as I said before, that I made it. I made it. It was funny because the other day when I was actually looking at the travel camper and all that, I had basically a camper cover that I bought from Camping World, and I went to take it off, and there was a big old hornet's nest there, and they start chasing me. And it's a good thing my wife didn't see me, because she would have been laughing at me. So I'm sorry I had to kill some wasps, but I will keep you updated on my progress on trying to get this camper put together. And it's just a big mess. I know it's going to take me a while, but basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to fix everything, put a new waterproof membrane on the bottom, make sure everything works. And my wife and I are going to take it camping, and then I think what we're going to do is we're probably going to sell it. Probably the best thing, but I don't know. I might keep it, but we got ourselves spoiled with the last travel camper that we rented off of rvshare.com. That's an awesome website. If you don't want to buy your own camper, just go ahead and go to rvshare.com, and you can rent somebody's camper there. And that is a really good website. And we rented it off of it was a 2017 Forest River, and that trailer was awesome. Thank you, Jake, for letting us borrow that, and we will do business again with you. And it was a nice experience. I cannot lie about that. Also, Camping World, awesome place to go to. But anyway, I'm going to close up shop for the night, and I'll keep you updated on my progress. And you guys be safe out there, take care of each other, and be at peace with each other, because you know things are getting really crazy out there. We don't need to be fighting. We could settle our differences one day at a time, but you know, I'm not going to get into politics. I just won't do it. But I want you, everyone, to be safe out there, and that's all I'm going to say. So you guys take care, and I'll see you the next time. Bye.